This is a copy of a live stream we did Saturday. You guys missed it. Here it is. The only problem with the whole thing is once we tried copying it all, the audio got a little messed up, as you will notice. But I think it's still good enough for you to check it out. We're talking about Sturgis on good old Cool Whip site.
Are you guys ready out there? Let's go live. Oh, I've been waiting 2 days for this. But welcome to Sturgis Talks for 2022. Today we are going to talk about riding the Black Hills. So there is a link I put up here somewhere in the comments. If I need to do it again, I will. If anybody would like to join live with your face on the channel, feel free to say you would like to do that, and I will send a link. So without waiting any longer, by the way, cheers. First person I'd like to introduce is, are you ready? G-Rat. Here we go, G-Rat.
Cheers to you guys. Cheers to all you guys.
Oh, Gary. Yep. All right. Let's see who we got else on here. I don't know if Willie looks like he's in my feed here, but I don't know if he's ready.
Come on, Willie.
I don't got a video of him yet. I'm gonna wait just a second.
Hey, Mr. G, I see you out there. We got Paul. Paul's from across the pond over there. We got Rat Fink. He ain't too far away. He's out there on the East Coast or somewhere. Mississippi, where are you from? Rat Fink, tell us about it. I'm reading your messages here.
Can everybody hear me okay, by the way? I just want to do a quick sound check. I had to mess with my volume. I know. Because I have my headset standby here just in case you guys can't hear me.
Yeah. Well, how's that going to help us if you have a headset?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. You got to have a mic.
Well, you know how it goes. Let's see. Good sound. All right. Thanks.
Everybody says the sound sounds good. Yeah, old Rat Fink, he's from Florida. I knew he was out there somewhere.
Hey, Rat Fink. Nice for you.
We got Mike Johnson on there.
Yeah, that's I was just visiting his live.
Yeah, his wife runs his show, man.
Old Rat Fink.
Hey, Mike. Tell the old lady hi.
All right, I'm going to read through my comments here real quick, make sure I ain't missed nothing, because I've been trying to do some other stuff here. Hey.
Don't look. Where's the rest of the guys?
Yeah, hey, Paul. I just want to say, hey, Paul.
Hey, guys.
Rat Fink.
Yeah.
Mr. G. Mike. All right. I think I'm caught up. All right. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Willie says the stuff is not working. And Rat is
on their name, and it will share what they've said. I don't know if other people can read it or not, but maybe they can.
All right. I'm going to hold just for a second and see if we can't get Willie on here.
Well, Charlie's trying to get on somewhere.
Let's see. Willie.
No, and Charlie can't find his phone.
Yeah, probably. If you guys are watching, make sure you hit that like button. We'll do that real quick. Get that out of the way. The more the merrier.
Charlie said he'll be there in a few.
Okay. All right. See, this is what I got for Willie.
That's the best looking picture of him I've ever seen.
All right. Well, man, I don't get going on this. Well, I'll try to keep an eye on my screen here to See if anybody pops up.
Yeah, I don't think it shows me on mine what you're doing there. Matter of fact, I'm going to make you big screen. Watch. Oh, I made you a big boy.
There you go.
You're full now. Oh, I can't see the comments that way.
What am I full?
You're full. You're full.
Right. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. By the way, we are kind of all learning this.
Wait, what?
We're still learning this. We're still rookies at this, everybody. So bear with me. I got RAThbun St. Augustine, Florida on the screen, and I just now realized I put that up there. All right. Yeah, I see your wife hacked your computer.
Yeah. She's doing a fine job. She's going to have you making money pretty soon.
All right. Let's see. Let's get this stuff right here, and then we can start talking about riding the Black Hills.
We got John Hoffman on there. I'll read the names off if you want to continue with your stuff there when somebody jumps on. That way you don't have to do it all.
By the way, this is Gary's YouTube. Everybody needs to make sure that they've subscribed to his channel. Gunner will not be joining us today. He says that he is working hard, he's a tattoo artist, if most of you don't know that. He's trying to get his money together for Sturgis. So, again, if you, this is Gunner and Chef's YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to that.
Very interesting site.
Yeah, I tell you, I've watched a handful. He does a lot of stuff on craft beers and whatnot. And, you know, I watched several of these craft beer YouTube channels, and I think by far he's the most entertaining. And I think after you watched a few of them, you'll figure it out. But he definitely deserves to have his 1,000 subscribers and be monetized, and because he really enjoys doing it. So,
well, he's also got on his YouTube channel. He's got a bunch of the tattoo art, because he's one of the best tattooists in Idaho. If you're ever going through Idaho and you want a good tattoo, I'd show you his, but I'd have to get naked.
I see. Willie is saying that he can write in the comments. So,
so he can't. He don't have a camera anymore.
Okay.
I told him if he kept taking pictures of himself, he'd break it.
Let's see, bro. Well, I got mine right here.
Oh,
I'm not advertising for Guinness, by the way.
RAThbun ran to get him a beer. Hey, RAThbun, you guys know how many bikers it takes to open a beer? What do you think, Cole? How many bikers does it take to open a beer?
Well, right now, just one.
Yeah, don't take any. The bitch better bring it to you open.
Oh, I got you.
Oh,
Oh man. So it looks like John Hoffman was RVing this afternoon.
well, we worked on our RV.
Yeah, that beer is not available in the UK. Yeah. Let's see. I see you, Cool Whip. Let's see.
Oh, there's Charlie.
Charlie, did you check your email?
I'll send it to him.
Here, Charlie, I'm gonna throw it in the comments again.
Just click on the link in the comments there, Charlie. I should take you to it. Any of you, get on there, RAThbun. I know you get on camera.
If you guys don't want to do it, we're not going to pressure you. I got two. I can go up to 6. So anybody wants to get on here. Okay, Guinness is though. I just happen to have a Guinness in my refrigerator. Yeah, well, we're trying to free Willie.
That's a good one.
I want to, let's see.
Free Willie.
You like that? Ha ha. All right. If you guys see that, it's in the comments.
You should, guys.
Yeah, you should be able to go to that link, and I can pull you on here live if you want to come on live.
Just copy it and paste it to any on your browser to pull you right up.
Yeah, John. As long as you got a webcam, you can use your phone or your computer. It don't matter. As long as you punch that in there, you should be able pop up in my window here, and I can pull you up.
Yeah, just copy and paste.
We're going.
Yeah, Mr. G's too bashful. Yeah.
But yeah.
I wondered why you quit putting your videos on there. You're so damn bashful.
All right. All right. Well, let's see. Are you able to put these up here, Gary?
Let me try.
Okay. So
I don't think so. I think it's all on your end. Yeah, I can't do it.
Okay. I'll try to keep an eye on that. It's like I got 5 things sitting here in front of me. But anyway, let's try to talk about riding the Black Hills. I know that lost Gary. Boy, we're having issues. Let's see. Here he is.
That's what happens when I try to do something I don't know what I'm doing.
Man. Charlie keeps trying to connect and something's not right. Okay. Let me get some of this stuff off of here. All right. Sorry it's taking too long, guys. I just a lot going on. Okay. So I know that for the most part, I guess everybody's going to be showing up on Wednesday, the day before the rally, or 2 days before the rally. That would be the 3rd, I guess, of August. And we're gonna probably be riding all over the place out there. But where do you want to start, Gary? I mean, I know that I got a short list here of some of the places. I mean, that we can talk about. I even got some pictures we can throw up here, some maps and stuff. And by the way, if none of you guys have been to Sturgis and you have questions about some of the best places to ride out there, I mean, some of these I got listed here are the most popular. That we can try to answer your questions on that, and I can probably pull up a map or something and show you probably how I would ride it. And so
we're going to be out there, like you said. We're going to get out there on the 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to stay at Kathmandu, which is what did we decide? 3 miles, between 3 and 4 miles from downtown Sturgis, and it's oh, we got Larry on there. Free Willie don't know how to run a camera or something. What happened to that boy?
We're
going to stay at Kathmandu, and we're getting there on the 3rd. We're going to stay there 10 days. If you're bringing a tent and just going to throw it down, it's $17.50 a night for 10 days. That's not for 10 days. That's $17.50 a night.
That's what it averages if you're going to stay for the whole rally.
Exactly. We got a electrical site. Vicki and I were taking the RV, and we're taking Hank over here. And so if you guys need to charge your cameras or whatever, we'll have that fixed up. So you can just come over and drop your cameras off, and we'll bring them back to you next year or something. We'll do that. Charlie Blood's going to be out there. He's got a RV site also. His is full hookups, so you can use mine for electrical. And if you need to take a shit, go over to Charlie's house. That's the place to do that. So that's where it is. Kathmandu. Look it up. Kathmandu. It's not a party place. If you're going out there to party, it says right in the description. That ain't what it's about. just go somewhere else. So that's where we're staying.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I think that's the place that a lot of the YouTubers are staying, because I know that Bob and Tam's going to be there.
Oh, are they?
I've talked to them on they got live feed too, and I go on there. I might have him.
Who do we got? There he is. There's that Blood man.
Everybody, this is Charlie Blood. I think he's from down in Louisiana somewhere.
Pineville, Louisiana.
Pineville, Louisiana.
There you go. Can you hear him?
I cannot hear you, Charlie.
He probably didn't click his mic.
Check to make sure your mic is on.
Okay. Can't read your lips, buddy.
Keep working on it. Well, anyway.
He's working on it. So, okay. Yeah, go ahead there.
Well, anyway, I know that I'm probably going to be a little off subject on this, but I know that at some point we were going to, maybe not today, but later on down the road, we were going to talk about a meet and greet. But they had mentioned that, I guess, Kathmandu is allowing them to do their meet and greet at the campground. And they will allow the visitors into the campground. Supposedly, they're going to do that on Monday at 3 p.m. And so,
do we have anything to do on Monday?
No, I think every day is free for all from Thursday up until Monday. So, I mean, I think Tuesday we know Tuesday.
They're good. Let's see. Tuesday we're going where?
Alzada, Montana.
That's right, guys. You can catch us at any of these places, or you can come and ride with us, and we'll all ride together.
Yeah, if you're not interested in a meet and greet and you just want to come and do your thing and maybe run into us, I mean, this is part of one of the Riding the Black Hills things that I got on my list here. So, I mean, we can skip all the way to the Tuesday. We will be at Topless Tuesday in Alzada, Montana.
Yep.
We
probably won't be bringing the women. I've already had a request that ain't happening. There he is again.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh,
you needed some of that tobacco. That tobacco made your voice come out. Can you hear us?
That good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a
fan running to keep the humidity off of me.
Well, we was telling everybody, I think we're going to be at Topless Tuesday on Tuesday, probably for at least a half the day anyway.
Yeah.
And I know after that, I think we're going to do some riding, after that. And it's all up in the air. I think we're kind of just winging it. I know that from that area, I think I know last year we did Spearfish after that.
Yeah.
Spearfish Canyon.
We want to do Spearfish Canyon with the women.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
So what we know for sure is we're going to be at Alzada.
Correct.
And we also are going to try to go to something on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think Wednesday, that might actually be the best day to do the Spearfish, because, I mean, it'd be like a long day of riding, which is okay with me. But because we had talked about Devil's Tower, riding.
I was going to Hewlett.
Yes, I'm going to let me find one of my slides here.
Okay. Well, I'll tell everybody about Hewlett. Well, you got it. You're fast.
Well, I did my homework before this.
Look at that, guys. If you've never been out here to Sturgis, there's one of the official maps, one section of it.
Well, yeah, this is pretty much just I guess this would probably be Wednesday. If we can start to the very, very right center, you'll see it's pretty much the pink route starting on 90, right around Spearfish. And And I know, like, if you get on right there at Sturgis, and you pretty much go the highway all the way to, what is that, exit 185, which is where 14 is. That's approximately 50 miles. And, I mean, that's the brunt of the highway part. I mean, you know, obviously there's no scenic or anything, nothing scenic going on with that, but the rest of it is the actual road when you get off of there on 14 is pretty scenic and countryside up until you get to 24. And 24, as you're going into Devil's Tower, this is the route that I like to take because you kind of are coming down off of, I don't want to say mountains or hills or whatever, but you'll start seeing the Devil's Tower in a very, very far distant. And there's a handful of pull-offs where, you know, you can stop, take pictures or whatever of Devil's Tower way off in the distance. It's pretty cool. And then, you know, you get to Devil's Tower and, you know, there's a gift shop out there. There's a lot of people who will just pull into the gift shop, take pictures, and head on their way because right there is I guess a park entrance.
We got a question there.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, where's it? Am I missing something? Which direction?
It's okay. I'll read it to you.
Okay.
Paul wanted to know which way is Sturgis on that map.
Okay, yeah, it's not on the map. So if you find, you see Spearfish on the very, very right around the center of the map, you'll see 90. Okay, Sturgis, you're not going to see Sturgis on this map, but it's to your right. It's going to be off the map here. It's going to be what is that? Would it be east of Spearfish?
Yeah, east. It'd be southeast of Spearfish.
Yeah.
And not very far. Is it 20 miles? I don't know.
Yeah, it's not.
17.
17 miles.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're staying in Sturgis, you hop on 90 west. You know, you'll eventually get to Spearfish. Just keep on going. It's about 50 miles from Sturgis. So if you get on at Sturgis, about 50 miles, not Spearfish, but you're going to go about 50 miles on 90 before you actually get off on 14, which is in Wyoming. You're going to head on west on 90.
We can pull up a map of Sturgis and Deadwood a little later.
Yeah, well, I got a few maps on here. So, but again, to go back to the Devil's Tower here, it's either $20 or $25 per bike to go through the gate at the Devil's Tower. And so you can see it from the parking lot, like you said, if you don't want to go in. If you don't want to pay that fee, you're pretty darn close to it. You're right at the bottom of it. You can get off your bike at the gift shop, take pictures, and then go on your merry way. You don't have to pay nothing.
If you're some people, I have a national park ticket for seniors that I can get in. It doesn't cost me anything if any of you guys have it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so
it's a national
you got your park pass, you can get into that?
That's correct.
If you got a national park pass, I think so. Because it is a national park.
That's also true, Mike. If you're a veteran, you get in free too.
Oh, I got it covered.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if you have that national park pass, you get to take one visitor in with you also for free.
Well, in the motorhome, when we go somewhere, we present the pass when we go in. They don't even ask us how many people. They can see two of us, so I assume so.
I've actually had them tell me, I'll pull in and I'll say, can I get in with this? And they said, yeah, bring everybody in. And the whole row of bikes go in. Oh. But you never know.
I believe that they will take the card also, Paul. Definitely cash. I don't think I've ever used
gold. I think they like gold, don't they? Gold and diamonds.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a government.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess the real benefit of if you go through the gate and pay that fee is there is a trail. It's a loop trail. I think it's about 1.1 miles, if I'm not mistaken. It's right at the very base of Devil's Tower. And there's a nice little parking lot up there. You park and you hit the trail and you'll walk completely around it as close as you're allowed to get. I mean, you can't get no closer. And sometimes you have rock climbers, rappellers that you'll see climbing up, rappelling down, and all that good stuff. I did it in 2020. Not rappelled it, but I walked around it.
I about coughed up my water here.
Yeah, you see me hanging from that rock.
I've never been around it. I've never even walked around it, so I can't wait to go. I'm going to give it a try with Cool Whip here for my first time.
Right.
And you guys.
It really is. If you've never done it, I would recommend you paying the money, go through and walk around it, because there's a lot of scenic views from up here, because it's on a hill kind of, and you can see way off into the plains, and it's quite amazing. It is very picturesque if you've never done it. And then I think this is what we're talking Wednesday here, and leading there, as you continue north on 24, you go. It's only about 9 miles or so into Hewlett, because I know we've talked about doing the Ham and Jam in Hewlett on Wednesday, aka No Panties Wednesday. I had to throw that in there.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to that part. Yeah. Say that again a little louder for the boys that don't think they want to go. Like Mike says, he don't have the money to go this year. And come on, Mike, man, this is the year.
Right. You're probably right, Willie.
Because we're gonna. What do they call it again? In Hewlett?
Hewlett, yeah. And it's a pretty good. There's a lot of people there for that.
They have something going on. Name it again. What was that?
Oh, No Panties Wednesday.
No Panties Wednesday. You guys seen us at Alzada, but now we're going to go to No Panties.
Wow. Okay. Hang out there for a while and head east on 24 and stop in Aladdin. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Aladdin. It's probably a little 20, 30-minute stop. There's a little old general store there. Uh-oh. Lost Charlie.
Charlie hit the wrong button too.
I stopped there, take a picture, get a Gatorade or something, and it's supposedly a population of 15.
So that's what we're going to do on Wednesday. And then I think the girls will like to go on that one too.
Yeah, this will be a good long. I mean, there's a lot of stops, so it's not like you're going to be on the bike all the time. So there's stops where you can take good breaks, and then halfway between Aladdin, it's about halfway or so in Belfuge, you have the Stonehouse Saloon, which is a very popular biker bar, I guess that they call it, along the way. And I see that this would be a day that we could actually do Spearfish, because you just hit 85 south of the Spearfish, the city of Spearfish, and then hit the canyon.
Yeah.
And then head on, and that'll take you all the way into Deadwood, yeah. And by that time, I think it'd be dinner time. So
yeah, we're going to do this early in the morning so it isn't too hot up there at Devil's Corral.
That would be best, because you're going to beat the traffic. If anybody does this ride, I would recommend you get up, eat your breakfast, and get gone.
Yeah. And
because it's about 2 hours to get to Devil's Tower, so get there. I think 10 would probably be a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to really get out, and you're going to beat the traffic. And you're going to beat the people going around this thing. The air is going to be a little bit cooler, because if you're going to hike it, you're going to want the cooler air, obviously. And then you'll still have plenty of time to go spin in Hewlett and whatnot.
Yeah.
And like I said, but probably at the end of the day, we get down to Deadwood, it'll probably be dinner time.
And this is the same route you're going to go Tuesday towards Alzada, correct? Pretty close. Or do we go up? We go up the freeway to Alzada on Tuesday, don't we?
Yeah, you can go a different way. I know in the past, I always made Devil's Tower my trip to Alzada on Tuesday, but because I would head out, do that route, and right at Hewlett, I think it's actually if you're going north there on 24 past Devil's Tower, there's a road on the left. Is that 112? Yeah, that's actually right before you get into the main town of Hewlett, and I think it's 20 miles if I'm not mistaken. From there until you get to that main road.
That isn't how we did it last year, is it?
Let me take this off just for a minute and see. I got another slide. Let's see.
Somebody asked some questions. I'll ask. Let's see. Yeah, RAThbun has been to the Stone House Saloon and he enjoyed it.
All right, so if you take that 112 from Hewlett, it actually, if you see the yellow on this map here, that is actually 112, and it dead ends into 212. And you see Alzada on here. So if you go to that, you'll hang a left, and it's about a mile down. Stoneville Saloon, which is where Topless Tuesday is. It's about a mile down on the left. So, I'd say, I don't know, probably right where that says O'Fallon or O'Fallow Street or what. It's in that area, but it's on the left.
Yeah, it's just about. Yeah, it's just right about where the A is, isn't it?
Charlie, I got you. Hold on. I got you on here.
There we go.
There he is.
Man.
So that takes care of Tuesday and Wednesday. But we do want to, Paul says he wants to go to Deadwood. I'm hoping he comes out this year. That'd be nice. But we are going to go to Deadwood. I don't know what day yet. Have we figured that one out? Oh, I guess that would be on the Spearfish Day.
Yeah, because I know we was wanting to go to Mount Maria and see Wild Bill. I've not been there.
I want to take Cassandra there because she's not been.
Mount Moriah. Let's see. You can see Deadwood there. Deadwood is right where it. Which one is Deadwood?
It's center top, about 3/4.
Okay, is that where the star is? Does that mean that's where Deadwood is? The town?
That might be lead. Yeah, there is one there. There's a star there for Deadwood, and there's a star in the circle.
Anyway, when we do go to these guys, none of these guys have been to Mount Moriah. A terrible thing happened there on Mount Moriah in 2008.
It was called a Great Massacre, wasn't it?
Yeah. Great massacre in 2008. Vicki and I got married in that cemetery up there, and we will be going back there. And I don't know if we pick if we're gonna. We may be be too much to do in one day, but Deadwood is only, you can see, 12 miles from Sturgis, so we may go back down there and do that one.
I'm sure we'll be there more than once or twice because we're going to be there for almost 10 days. So a lot of this is we're going to be winging a lot of it.
Yeah, it depends on the weather.
Yeah, the weather, and I think the Tuesdays and Wednesday of this is pretty much
locked in.
Pretty much locked in, and in all these other places that I think we'll probably visit, but we just don't know exactly what day. Like I'm sure Deadwood means that if we're going to go to the Mount Moriah, it means we're going to be near Deadwood, and
that's a pretty good walking day. Mount Moriah, if you're going to go up there and really look around, it's going to take a little walking.
Yeah, because it's up and down a few hills there.
Yeah.
And also I found out that at Fort Meade Veterans Hospital, part of old Fort Meade, they do have a museum there.
Probably every day, John.
Huh?
Sorry. Go ahead. Keep going, Charlie.
They have a museum there if we wanted to go check it out. It's kind of a military it's about how Fort Meade was there and how it came about. And I think they have a few artifacts and a bunch of old pictures and things like that in there.
Yeah, we want to see that. We'll weed this down to what days for sure that's at. Well, just like I said, if it's raining, we're probably going to sit and camp and test beer.
Yeah, we're going to do some of that too. Let's get on down the list here. Let me see. Let me get this map off of here.
John was asking about Full Throttle Saloon. I think we'll probably go out there maybe Thursday because I got some ashes to take to Bear Butte. So we could do that maybe on a Thursday and then go to Full Throttle and hang out there. But once we do that, we'll probably hang out there quite a bit one day.
Gary, I have a question.
Yeah.
Last year you said you had some patches made.
Yes.
I've got a patch off of my beret when I was in Vietnam, and I'd like to have a few made. They're not very big. They just put on a beret. You think if I brought it, they could copy it?
I think so. Matter of fact, Cool Whip's probably got the lady's address.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I know how that works.
They had a heck of a time trying to make my patch. And I mean, they sent me like 4 duds in the mail along with the original, finally a good one. But because it literally took them probably 3 months to make it. Just
what you want to do if you're going to have a patch made by those guys, you want to get there and go to there as soon as you get there. You want to go there because they'll put you on a list. They got so much stuff to make. And if it's any custom thing at all, it's going to take a long time. Especially yours was kind of special. And Augie, where is Augie? He was supposed to be here today. Augie had one made of his dog.
Yeah. Well,
but
this patch is not real intricate.
Yeah.
It's got K9 on it, a lightning bolt, and the crest. It's not.
This is going to be a long feed.
Bunch of stuff to it. But I don't want to mail it to them because I don't want to lose that patch. It's the last one I got.
But just take it out there and they'll take a picture of it probably. Rat Fink, I'm going to come to the East Coast and see Charlie and you and everybody else I can next year. I'm not going to go to Sturgis next year unless we get rid of you know who. So we have some cheap gas. So, yeah, I'm planning on doing that next year.
The only way you're going to get cheap gas is to pass it yourself.
Long as we got a Democrat in the office.
All right. Next on my list is probably I could probably cover about 6 different rides on here.
Does any of you guys out there have any questions about any rides, any places?
Most of you might have been there before, but after the fact, if anybody has seen this when it's not live, just type in the comments or something if you got questions about any of these, and I'll try to respond. But I'm gonna name these off real quick, and then I'll throw a map up, and we'll talk about what I feel is the correct way to ride this. We got Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, Iron Mountain Road, Needles Highway. We already talked a little bit about, not complete in depth, about Spearfish, but Custer. Actually, it's 5. And Custer Wildlife Loop. And
did you say we're going to go to Crazy Horse while we're in Custer?
Crazy. You can. Let me see if this is the right map.
It's right down the road.
Yeah,
Yes, it is. I think you got to go through Hill City, if I'm not mistaken, to get to it.
Well, if you're at Custer, you just take 385 like you're going toward Deadwood, and it's there on the right.
Let me see.
We go through Keystone. You go through Keystone. Lots of ways to get there.
Hold on, let's see.
We will ride the Needles Highway for sure.
Yeah, we're going to ride all of it.
Yeah, they're fun on the trike.
Yep, Paul, you have a WUS question. Is that what that means?
Come back.
Paul asked us a question there.
Paul, type it in and we'll try to answer it. This is one. I mean, you guys, anywhere, if you're up in Deadwood or Sturgis or Rapid City, there's many ways to get to where I'm going to talk about. But a lot of times I will, if I'm in Sturgis, I will ride, I believe that's 14 into Deadwood. It's not on this map, but it turns into 385 south, and you can see at the top, it's blue, and it'll turn into orange here. It still stays 385, and it comes all the way down. And then there's a gas station. There's an intersection here. There's a gas station on the left, and you can actually, go left here, and it turns into 16. This is where my personal opinion is how you should ride all of this. Is you hang a left on 16. You're going to hang a right, and you're going to go into Keystone, or is it before Keystone? I can't remember. I think it's after Keystone.
Yeah.
And then you hang a right on 244, okay, which you'll see on the bottom map here. It's orange and red, okay. And the reason why I'm going this way is you're inevitably going to be passing Mount Rushmore on the right-hand side.
Right.
And you do not have to go in to pay your parking, which is $5 to park in the parking lot. Otherwise, Mount Rushmore is free. You do got to be careful once you come up on it, because a lot of people park on the side of the highway there and take pictures. So if you're ever there during the rally, make sure you're very careful. I've done it. I pulled off and took pictures, but you just got to be careful. If you go on past Mount Rushmore, you're going to end up circling around the back of it, which is a pretty cool sight too, because you'll see George Washington's face there on the end, and there's a parking lot back there where you can stop and take pictures. And then you'll come to a light, and you'll hang a left, which is 16, or is that 385? I think it's 385, 16. And it's almost immediately you'll hang another left. And I'm going to pull up another map here, because this is where
we got I don't know what Paul's asking something about, or maybe hire an RV. Well, if you're going to go out there, and you want a cabin, you're going to have to probably get it at least a year in advance, I would guess. If you can hire an RV, I mean, I don't know what they're running. I think they're running about $200 a day for an RV, but I'm sure you could rent one somewhere and ride all the way out to Sturgis. But for you guys that have never been to Sturgis, I want you to picture this in your mind. You are, I would think, these two guys here can vouch for it, but I don't think you ever get more than 80 to 100 feet away from a motorcycle. There's going to be one that close everywhere you go, or closer.
Yeah.
Going down the freeway, you got them about that close, coming and going. And in town, you're right. They're right there. So you want to be careful wherever you go. Some of these people just bought their Harley-Davidson or whatever they're riding, and then took it out there to learn how to drive, and they don't know how. So you got to be careful. Long way from Florida. Well, hey, I'll still make it there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I always go the cheap way. I'm not afraid to throw up a tent and use the campground.
I love camping myself, but I got a dog and a woman that don't.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm coming from Cincinnati, so it's 1,200 miles one way. If I'm riding, which, I've done the common, I've trailered and rode, and so I know the best of both worlds. I spent about $1,200. Now, this is the old gas prices. It'll be more this year, but for the whole trip. So, I mean, and with the camping is Hog Heaven was $165 for the entire rally, and I always paid in advance. And
for tent camping.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's no electric. I go out and buy the rechargeable battery packs, because the only thing I need to worry about is charging my phone and
we got that took care of this year.
Huh?
We got that taken care of this year.
Right. I mean, if you're like lone wolfing it or something, and I mean that's the best thing I can tell you is just buy you a couple of those 20,000 battery packs and have them charged up, and you should be good for a while. Otherwise, because if your bike will charge your phone, then that's even better. So it can be as cheap as you want, and it can be as expensive as you want it, depending on what you're looking for.
Paul's talking about taking his renting an RV and a bike. Paul, I don't know what all you want to see in America and how long you want to be there, but you can fly right into Rapid City and probably rent a bike way in advance, and maybe even rent an RV out of that spot right there. But you can fly into Rapid City, and can't fly into that, just go to the next biggest town. If you can't, you can go into Columbus there and ride out with Cool Whip or any of us.
Yeah. So, I know that some of these big campgrounds have cabins, and I mean, to be honest with you, if you rent an RV, it may cost more than getting these cabins at like Full Throttle or.
They have some at Kathmandu.
Yeah, they got them at Kathmandu also. Yeah,
and they're only about 150 or so yards from the bathhouse and all that.
And they're not cabins per se as you would be thinking. It's literally like a glorified.
It's a place to sleep with an air conditioner.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably have an AC in there, maybe a fridge or something, a window or two, and a door to get in with your bed. It could be bunk beds or one bed. There's not a lot.
Think about if you're going to have an RV and a bike, how are you going to drive them both?
Right. Yeah, I mean, and I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to be spending much time in the cabin or tent or whatever it is your accommodations are going to be, because you're going to be out and about doing your rally thing, whether it's riding or partying or whatever it is. So
yeah, you just need a place to lay your head. Mike has a question there.
Let's see.
Mike asked, yeah, there you go.
Mike, I am trailering out this year. A buddy of mine, I've got a friend who goes by Bama. We are going to trailer out. He's had his fair share of motorcycle accidents where I think he's not, too keen on riding 1,200 miles anymore one way. But so we're just going to throw it on a trailer and we're going to drive out.
John Hoffman. Yeah, we're not going to be staying at Hog Heaven this year, but yeah, you can come over and join us like we were saying on Monday. What day would that be? Monday. Anyway, the Monday of Sturgis, we may have the meet and greet at that campsite.
We could probably have two. I mean, we could probably do the one on Monday, and then we can, Thursday, I know we're going to be out that way also. Then we can just have our own,
We can have one. We can have one on Monday at our campsite for the guys that come early and leave early, and then we can have one at the end because we're going to be there 10 days. We could have one out there at Full Throttle on Thursday.
Yep, that's good.
I think we can do that.
Hey, Rat, I'm not sure yet. I know that's only a 5-day event. I think I'm going to think about it and see how things go. I think I would prefer to go down for the whole week of bike week, but I'm not saying no yet. Okay, let's get back to this map that's been up here for God knows how long. Okay, so the orange at the top, I drew little arrows as we were going into Keystone. The yellow is the direction on 224 going past Mount Rushmore. Okay, and then you're going to hang a left and a left and you're going to be on 87. And that is going to turn, you see the blue arrows. This is the direction that I'm recommending, in my own personal opinion. This is Needles Highway. About once you get to the junction there of 89, 87 is where the real Needles Highway begins. You can go all the way through that. To be honest with you, you can ride that either way. It doesn't matter. Once you get to the end where it's 16. Okay, isn't that 16A? I think it's 16A, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I don't know why they don't have the A on there, but this is where you can make a choice. Some people go through the Custer Wildlife Loop. Some don't. If you want to do the loop, which if you're going to be down that way and you got all day, I would recommend you just go ahead and do it.
It's about 250 miles doing the whole thing in a day.
Yeah, I mean if you start early, I mean I've done it. I've gotten back into Sturgis by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's
yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, you hang a right and you hit on 87, and you'll go through the wildlife loop, which you're going to see. You might see buffalo, you might not, but if you do, it's pretty amazing because they could be right near the road, and so just make sure you stay on your bike and stay as far away as you can if possible. But that's the purple arrows you'll see going around. And at that point, either if you don't want to do it, just hang a left there on 16, or if you go through the wildlife loop, you're going to hang a right at the end there on 16. And then you'll
Cool Whip.
Yeah.
Is this the route where when you come through the tunnels, you can see the Mount Rushmore?
I'm coming up on it. Yeah. That's the reason why I'm recommending you go. See, now we're getting to the Iron Mountain Road. With 16, you'll see that the blue arrows are going from south to north. I recommend you ride it that way because there are several tunnels along that road where you will see Mount Rushmore as you are going through the tunnel.
Beautiful.
And if you're going from north to south, you're not going to see. You probably see it, but it's not going to be that as great of a view as if you're going to go from south to north. Everybody you talk to, you ride it both ways. They just recommend you ride it from south to north. And then at that point, you can go anywhere you want to. I did not include Crazy Horse here. It's on here somewhere. I think it's just north of Custer, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's up here.
Crazy Horse, you would think, is something you don't really need to see because you can see it from the road. But once you go in there, you'll always go in there. It's got one of the biggest visitor center I think I've ever been in.
It's real nice, and now
it is nice. Yes.
Used to, you could take a little tour, and they'd take you to the base of it.
Yes.
They'd show you stuff. Now, 2 years ago when I was there, they'll take you a tour and take you up on his arm, up on the top.
Wow.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I think they still do that, but I think it's like a certain price and a certain time they do that. Yeah, I took a bus up.
I was there in the summer, so
Yeah, we took a bus. It was like $4. It was in 2020. It was $4, and they took you from the visiting center there about a mile or two up and into a little parking lot, and you'd get off, and you was much closer to Crazy Horse.
Right.
Yeah.
It's well worth the money.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, now the tour will take you on up to the construction trail or construction road up to the top, which I think would be a great picture if you were up there because you're up so high. It would probably be pretty nice. I mean, depending on what we're doing, and a lot of this is going to decide. The weather's going to decide for some of this, maybe.
Oh yeah. We're gonna try to organize this for everybody so they can meet us. But if it's raining or snowing one day, we ain't gonna go in the mountains. It's just that simple.
I'm staying in my old camper.
I don't even want to think about snow right now.
Yeah.
Here's a map of the Custer wildlife loop. If you see the yellow, the top left where it says, you see it kind of near where it says 14. You take that down. So if you hang a right, and then you can go down to 87 there where you go through the wildlife loop, or you can hang a left on 16A. And if you wanted to skip the wildlife loop and just go on down and hang a left and go up Iron Mountain Road.
Yeah. Well, great ride. Great ride.
Yeah. I mean, these are the most popular, but they're well worth it. I know I do not have like Van Eckert Canyon or anything on here, but I know that those are all good rides. Spearfish, that's a good ride. I don't think I got a slide on here of that.
We will try to do something every day. And what we did last year, and we'll probably do it this year if you guys want to, we can either fire it on there and tell you what we're going to do, or you can just give us your phone number and we'll do a group text. And then we can text everybody of what we're going to do that day in case things change. But we'll also try to put something live maybe early in the morning or the night before on each one of our YouTube channels. So you'll know what we got planned for the next day. And we'll try to meet somebody at a certain spot, maybe for a breakfast, or we got several places we go eat breakfast there in town. We eat at VF
American, what is that? Veterans
American Legion or something?
Yeah.
What is that, Charlie? Where we go eat breakfast?
It's a VFW, ain't it? Veterans of Foreign Wars.
I think it's something like that. But anyway, it's down at we eat there and then we eat at the church. And but we can meet guys anywhere in the day before we're going to go. We can figure out a place even on the route. So if you don't camp with us, which you're all welcome to, we'll let you know where to meet us, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to do a live every day in the morning and attempt to, and give everybody an idea of what we might be doing that day, because you just kind of wing it really as you go anyway. And
yeah.
So if everybody
I probably won't watch you live though. I'll probably just be standing next to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That'd be pretty live.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'll be real live.
We can all do live while we're eating. Yeah. But man, I tell you, yeah, I know we're eventually going to do probably another live on like biker bars, Full Throttle and all those places.
Yeah.
And
we'll be down there at Broken Spoke, and what's that one? Iron Horse and Broken Spoke. They have a bike show and everything there on Wednesday. Yeah. They do that on Wednesday also, but I don't know if we'll be there for that. But they have something going on every day.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to try to talk like specifically like maybe like Sturgis itself and all the places in Sturgis, what we can do in Sturgis. And so we're going to be on here about every 2 or 3 weeks talking, leading up to the rally. So everybody needs to, keep up with the, the YouTube and make sure you know what's coming up. And we're going to try to switch this live thing between a couple different channels. I mean, Gary's going to do it once. He did it the first one. I'm doing the second one, and then I think
we're going to try to get Gunner to do one. So on his channel.
And the only thing about that, I'm not really 100% because he's not monetized yet. Is if can he do it?
Yeah, I think he can go live. It just won't be monetized.
Okay.
We can just share this on these links on our own sites for the people that missed it.
Yeah, so I mean, you just guys when you see that we're going to do a live, make sure you pay attention to like whose channel it's going to be on, and then come join us. And we're going to talk about everything under the sun and
what else we got? right now on your list there?
I mean, we can talk specifically about some of these things. I mean, I know like we didn't. I think spearfish is the only one we really didn't get into. I can pull that slide back up. I think it's this one here. It doesn't matter which way you ride this, I don't believe, but I know there's some waterfalls coming down through there. If you start in
Rough Lock Falls, right underneath Salvi.
I've only seen 2 of them myself. I mean, if you start in Spearfish, which is off the map here, and you'll see Bridal Veil Falls. You'll come down. It looks like it's on the map here. It's on the right, but it's actually on the left if you're going south. And that's a very popular one to stop at, because there's a pull off on the right hand side, and just about everybody and their brother stops there.
Yeah,
and takes pictures. I have personally jumped down on a trail, walked across the creek, and stood directly below the falls. And I got a picture somewhere of that. And then if you go on down to where it doesn't show the lodge, but it's right around where it says Savoy, maybe, or Spearfish Falls.
Yeah, there's a lodge right there where you turn off for Rough Lock Falls.
Yeah, right. And that Spearfish Falls is a nice little walk too. That's a nice waterfall. I think it's about a quarter mile, maybe. You got to walk straight down and then walk the creek to get to it. And that's a nice one. And then you walk back, and you got to kind of go like up to get back to behind the lodge area. Not lodge, but what is that? I think it might be a restaurant or something. I can't remember what it is. I have not been to was that Rough Lock Falls?
Yeah.
Not been to that one.
That's real pretty. You've been there too, Charlie, haven't you? Rough Lock Falls?
Yeah, my buddy told me about it on YouTube. My buddy Jerry went there. That's how I found out about it.
You got a buddy?
Well, we're buddies because we don't have to live next to each other. Yeah, I think.
What did John say there?
G-Rat. Oh, yeah. G-Rat, he's eating there. G-Rat's eating.
I've been to that sidekick Saloon, I think.
I don't know I ain't gonna say that. We're live.
What's the name of that little place we go to in Sturgis that's got upstairs? Well, we'll talk about those later.
It's 11 o'clock where Paul's at, so he's taking the dogs out, and I think he's going to.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Paul. Hope to see you at Sturgis. Maybe it's not too late. Give it a try.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're going to do another video of all, meet and greets and Full Throttle and Buffalo Chip and.
Well, I'd like to go to the drag races, but I don't know if we'll have time. We'll have to see how things work out.
You guys want to make any comments on any of these places like Rushmore or Iron Mountain Road, Needles, Custer? Something we might have left out?
They have that wind cave, right?
Yeah.
But I've never been there, but I'm not much of an underground farmer. I got a little squeamish about going in the tunnel.
I don't think it's underground from what I see. It looks like it's just walls, but it seems like it's a lot of walking. I've never been there. I went there and it was closed. Have you ever been there?
A lot of walking ain't good.
Yeah. Have you ever been there, Cool Whip?
Nope. Sure haven't.
Might put it on our list.
Maybe we'll find somebody that's been there that can tell us a little more about it.
Yeah, I mean, we got what? Let's see, because I know Tuesday and Wednesday were kind of, saying that those things are going to happen. So we got like 5 days before that. Well, we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Thursday and Friday after that. So we got like 7 whole days of whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, we
at least I do. I got 7 of them. I'll have to head back on that last Saturday, but I have that 4-letter word. That 4-letter word I have to do.
I've heard. I remember that, but it was a long time ago when I heard it.
Yeah. I have bad dreams when I hear that now.
I'll try not to say it around you guys too much.
So, guys, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do everything we can. And anybody that's out there that wants to travel with us, we'll figure out a way to contact you. Probably like Cool Whip says, we'll go live maybe in the evening and let you know where we're going to meet the next day. So you can just click on to either any of our channels. We'll tell you, hey, we're going to meet here. This is what we're going to do today. And we will try to do it all. So,
yep. Has anybody got any questions before we think we might put an end to this live thing? I see we got 8 people on here. Make sure you guys hit that the like button. It's very important.
Yeah, and check out everybody's channels. I mean, even if you don't want to watch the channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button, because we got to get Gunner some people. He's got a lot of interesting things on there besides the beer drinking thing, but we need to get him up to 1,000 people, and that's why we'll probably have a one of these chat things on his channel, so we can get some hours onto his what do you call it, record schedule, whatever.
Yeah, the viewing time, the views. Yeah, you
Yeah,
got to have
the viewing
4,000
time, huh?
viewing hours and 1,000 subscribers before you can be monetized.
Yeah.
And being part of the live actually helps with that number also. So we've been on here an hour, so technically, you know, if I would only need 3,999 more hours before I'll be monetized, but I'm already monetized. But
you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it all plays a part in liking videos and letting the videos run. And I know sometimes they can be a little long, but I've always, you know, if you don't have 5, 10, an hour to watch this after it's done, just click on it and let it run and go do your thing, you know. But but believe it or not, we see a lot of that on our YouTube studio. We can tell, you know, if we got an hour-long video and somebody's only watched 5 minutes of it, not somebody, but average, you know. And
well, we try to keep them short and entertaining.
Yeah, we
try. We don't want to bore you to death. I got some coming out. A bunch of my videos are going to be coming out on some reviews on stuff we've bought for the RV. We're trying to get it ready for the trip, so we got that going. And man, we can't get out on the bike. It's just stormy, cold, rainy, everything here.
It's cool here today, but starting Monday, it's going to be 70 plus. I think Tuesday is going to be 80 plus for the rest of the week. So we're hitting our stride here. So there's going to be some riding videos coming up, and yeah, I think we're finally breaking it here.
Yeah, I think we will next week.
It's 89.
I've been looking at Charlie's thermometer behind him.
What is that?
That says 90 degrees or something down behind you, doesn't it?
90?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In the shade.
The humidity, they got a little gauge on there, also gives the humidity, but it's not right.
It's too wet to work.
I guess it probably got rusty.
Man.
But
so anyway.
All right, let's see.
I'm looking forward to it, guys, and
me too.
I get more excited every time we do one of these. We start talking about it because.
Well, yeah, and the guys that say they want to, they're thinking about coming. That just, man, that'd be so great to meet them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I know gas is expensive, guys, and I hear they're giving free tickets from UK over here. If you sign up at the right time, you can get a free ticket. But come on with the gas on. It's going to cost me about 40-some cents a mile to get out there, and it's Charlie's a 50-some cents a mile. I mean, it all costs us a lot of money, but man, if you haven't been to Sturgis, you don't know what you're missing. It's the granddaddy of them all.
Yep.
Yeah, you can go out there and ride for 10 days and still not see it all, and it's the best scenery anywhere.
Yep. And we'll do our best to show you around. I sure hope you might make it there, Mike Johnson. I know you said you're saving your money for Arizona, but, you know, I don't know. Get a second job. I don't care. I ain't going to do it.
Right. I ain't doing it either, man.
But I'd love to see you and your wife out there. I had a great time with you down there in Mexico, Mike. And we'd have an excellent time out there. Vicky'd love to see your wife out there. She'd meet Cassandra there, and, man, we'd have a great time. Yeah, it makes you want to go. Well, go, Mike, go.
Hey, Charlie, RAThbun wants to know where you at.
Where am I at? I'm in Pineville, Louisiana, just across the river from Alexandria.
Well, they still got places to stay out there, Mike. I think give them a call at Kathmandu. I don't know if you're bringing your rig or whatever, but you can probably do it. Get your old lady out of the corner. Yeah, get her out of the corner.
You said put the old lady out on the corner.
Put the old lady.
Don't let her see that. You might be showing up with a broke arm or something.
Mike, have you been to Sturgis? Oh, okay. It says you want to go back. Okay, so I guess you have. Okay.
Well, we'll show you a good time, Mike. And like I said, check Kathmandu.
More the merrier.
He said he'd always make a spot for somebody.
More the merrier. How many are we going to have in our group? We're going to have a lot in our group this year.
I hope so. Oh, I love it.
I know there's what? Between the three of us on this video, there's going to be 6 because I got me and my friend Bama. You got Vicky, Gary, and then you got Charlie and Cassandra. That's 6. We're going to have Gunner.
Maybe Gunner, maybe Mel. Mel's trying to figure out a way to get out there. She comments sometimes. She forgot about it today,
Augie.
apparently.
You got Augie and Gunner.
Augie.
And Gunner. And, I mean, that's 8 right there. And you say Mel. I don't know if I know the Mel.
She's from Colorado. She said she's only 7 hours from there. She doesn't have a bike or nothing, so she's good. But she knows how to ride. Maybe she'll pick up a little rough. Well, you don't have to have a big bike out there. You just got to be able to keep up with go 660, and you got it.
Can't forget Simply Dave. Simply Dave will be there.
Simply Dave, yeah.
That's 9.
We got somebody on here's going. Oh, John's going. John Hoffman's going. We can get John. Yeah, we'll have a crew.
Might have a motorcade.
Yeah.
That's okay. More the merrier. Yes, twice. Okay. Yep. This will be my 4th time, Mike.
We only got like 2.5 months for we'll be ready to go.
Yeah, if you guys ain't booked and you're wanting to go, you better snap to it. I'm going to be booking mine here probably the next week. I mean, I'm doing the old tent.
Well, I booked mine when I leave last year. We plan on.
Hey, Charlie, how many times have you been? That's the one thing I don't know.
Me?
Yes.
4 or 5 times.
Okay.
I started going in like 2007. Then I went again and I skipped a year. And then I went a couple of times after that. And then Cassandra and I, this will be our 4th trip together over there. She never went with me before. It was just me and my buddies that went.
Yeah, so we got a lot of years here and went out and started. I mean, this will be my 4th, your 4th or 5th. And what, 22nd time for you, Gary?
I think so. I got to count the stripes on my coat to find out for sure. I lost track. I know I can only go one more time because I'm running out of places for patches.
Stick them on the forehead.
Get a stick.
Well, I got a tattoo.
Yeah, get
There you go.
that tattoo one on your forehead. There you go.
Wow. All right. Well. All right. Nobody's got any questions. It doesn't look like. We gave you guys some plenty of time
Hope to
here.
see you there.
Yep. And probably about 2 to 3 weeks, we'll do another one. So look forward to it. And we haven't decided what we're going to do yet.
We know what we're going to do. We don't really got the order.
Yeah, we have an order that's not numbered.
Yeah.
We're just winging it. But appreciate everybody who stopped in, that's still here watching. Hopefully you'll be able to stop in on the next one. And
we'll let you know when it is.
Yeah, we'll let you know. Maybe we will see you sometime at Sturgis or before or on the road somewhere. And so I think I'm going to draw it to an end. We've been on here for 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's about our average.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I can stay on here 2 hours. It doesn't matter to me. But I think we've talked about everything we talk about. So for this particular video that we've decided to talk about.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike, John, Rat Pink, all you guys out there. Paul, I think Paul's already gone, but we didn't get Willie freed. Maybe next time. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, guys.
We'll see you guys later, and I'll
Hit
give
the
you a
like
call
button.
tomorrow, Gary.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Bye-bye.